week 2, and today we are talking about our talents. Now, we have just seen Mr. Ron's talents. He plays the guitar and he sings. I also like to sing. I am in a women's choir in Eagan, Minnesota, and I sing every week with my group. So, when we talk about our talents, we talk about a natural ability that can be developed. So, Mr. Ron, did you just know how to play the guitar?
Absolutely not.
So, what did you do to learn?
I put a lot of time and work into practicing in order to learn. And the same thing with singing.
I was going to say that too because for my choir, we rehearse for 3 hours every week so that we can learn our music and we know how to sing. It's not something that, singing is something you can do, but to develop it into a talent, you really do need to practice and rehearse to make sure that you can hit the right notes and you can read the music and that sort of thing. So today, we're going to listen about a story about a girl who couldn't do anything. And I think sometimes we feel like that a lot, and we might not realize that we have talent for drawing or painting or cooking. Cooking is a talent because I'm not a very good cook, but I've been trying to develop that talent. And so today we're going to read a story about Brooke. Brooke rocked lazily in the big wooden rocker on the front porch. Inside the house, her brother Adam was playing the piano. She closed her eyes and she listened until she felt like she was floating on the music. "Isn't he wonderful, Boo?" She stroked the big white cat who purred in her lap. "If only I could play like that, but I can't do anything." Besides Adam, who played the piano and a lot of other musical instruments, so do you play more than just the guitar?
I played drums for 50 years.
Wow, and you play the ukulele. We've seen you do that. Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, wish I could do that. Brooke's older sister, Andrea, danced so well that she was the youngest student in Madame Elena's ballet class. "She's like a butterfly playing in the wind," Destiny told her friends. "She moves like the twinkle of starlight. You should see her." They felt like they had already. Brooke's father was a landscape artist. "Oh, I wish I could do that. How about you, Miss Dar?" "I cannot grow plants at all."
Me either.
"Yeah, I wish I could do that too." He thought of ways to make buildings look better by planting grass and trees and flowers around them. She was extremely proud of them. "He made a magic forest just out of a few trees and some bushes," she told her teacher one day. "Then he planted tiny flowers that pop up like surprises among the tree. It's a wonderful place. You should see it." The teacher thought that Brooke's description was so good that he didn't need to see it. She had the whole class laughing one day as she told a story about her mother, who was a wizard at fixing anything mechanical and the broken clothes dryer. "Daddy worked for hours," she said. "He looked in books, he called everyone he could think of. Finally, when it was too late to call a repairman, he just gave up, which would be me, because I can't fix anything mechanical." How about you, Mr. Ron? Can you?
Very limited.
Yeah.
I can break things.
Yeah? How about you, Miss Dar?
No.
No? He gave up, and then Mama came in and looked at the back of the dryer, fussed around a little bit, and then it worked. She giggled, and so did her classmates, and she said, "Mama looked like she just turned a double flip without even trying, and Daddy looked like a dried up lemon." Brooke knew all about her families and friends. She could tell what other people did well, and could tell it so you could almost see it like it was happening. But if someone asked her about herself and her talents, she always said, "Oh, I can't do anything." I don't know, it kind of sounds like Brooke has a way with words. Wouldn't you say, Miss Dar?
Yep, I do.
One day, Mr. McAllister, her teacher, announced that the school was sponsoring a talent show to raise money for new gym equipment. Each class would have 5 students in the show. They could sing or dance or play musical instruments or tumble or read stories or poems, almost anything they wanted. We're going to have our own talent show right here in class, Mr. McAllister told the students, so we can choose the 5 best acts to represent us in the big show. Each of you needs to think of what it is you do best because I want you all to participate. At recess, small groups of children dotted the playground, each buzzing with excitement as they planned for the talent show. Brooke's friends were no different. Joey wanted to play the harmonica, and Michelle just planned to sing. Rosa said she would perform her baton twirling routine, and Carrie, Trevor, and Will planned a tumbling demonstration. Brooke listened enthusiastically to her friend's conversation, but she felt miserable. After all, she thought, I can't do anything. That night, Brooke told her mother about the talent show. I just can't be in the class shows, she said. I don't know how to do anything. Oh, Brooke, her mother said sympathetically, every one of us has a talent of some kind. It's just a question of finding it. Now, what do you do that you feel really good about? What do other people seem to appreciate in you? Brooke looked puzzled, and after a long silence, she said, well, I like to talk about things like you and Daddy and Adam and Andrea, and I like to tell people about things that happen to me and the things I see, but that's not a talent. Well, is that a talent or isn't that? What do you think, Mr. Ron?
I think it is.
Ms.
I
Dyer,
do
what do you
too.
think? Don't be too sure, her mother said. Do other people listen to you? Oh, yes, they laugh when I tell funny stories. Like about the time we went camping and we almost let ourselves be scared by going home by a bear. Brooke's mother smiled. Oh, yes, I remember. I was convinced that the bear had been getting into our food, and I turned out to be Adam getting midnight snacks. They laughed, and Brooke's mother suddenly said, have you ever thought that you might be a storyteller? Well, kind of sounds to me like Brooke is a storyteller. In the week that followed, Brooke and her mother worked together every afternoon getting ready for the class talent show. Brooke still had her doubts, but they vanished by the day of the show. Everyone in class listened to her words as if they were meant only for each of them. And when she finished, they clapped so long and hard that she had to get up from her seat to take a bow. Much to her surprise, she was one of the 5 students to represent the class in the big talent show. No one was prouder than Brooke that night when she stood up in front of her friends and their parents and all the teachers in the school and lots of other people she didn't know. She was quiet for a moment before she spoke into a microphone. Then she cleared her throat, smiled, and said, once, not very long ago, there was a girl who couldn't do anything. And after that night, Brooke was never like that girl again. So she discovered her own talents and decided to use them. So for your assignment today, you can write or draw in your journal about what your talent is and how you use your talent. So thanks everyone, and we will see you next week.
See ya.